Nice to know a guy of the magnitude of Ted Jenkin with Auction Financial listens to a segment of all the freebies that people can get for Election Day. So keep that in mind as you're heading to the polls, which are now open or standing in line, and then afterwards taking advantage of those for your 6-year anniversary. And you look at me and give me the thumbs up. I appreciate that.
I do. I think Bob Evans is a great call.
30% off.
Why do you encourage that?
Because Bob Evans is decent food, and 30% off, it's great. It's about,
it's an anniversary.
Yeah.
You don't go to buffets and you don't go to discount places.
How about Noodles and Company for buy one, get one free? Noodles and Company. That's not a bad deal.
That's a nice deal right there. What is it? Man. Buy one noodle, get one free?
BOGO at Noodles and Company today.
It's a lot of noodles you have to buy.
One noodle.
Nothing like slurping with your date.
All right, so Election Day, historically speaking, we can't predict what's going to happen today. We just have to watch in real time and then go from there. But tomorrow, for everybody, it doesn't really matter, how much you make. It will affect you financially, one shape, form, or fashion. So historically speaking, what can we expect if one side wins or the other tomorrow for everybody?
Yeah, I want to know how happy or sad I need to be.
Well, ironically, 1 out of 2 listeners right now has some money in the stock market somewhere, a 401k, an IRA, or they have a brokerage account. And since 1945, the modern era, the last 60 years, if a Democrat is in the White House, the average annual stock market return has been 9.7%.
Okay.
Now, you would think that the markets would do better when a Republican is in the White House, but the average since 1945 has only been 6.7%.
I always thought it was the opposite.
Same here.
That's
I thought that Republicans were capitalists.
3 percentage points higher when Democrats are in the White House.
So is that a little taste of what we saw yesterday with the big pop on Wall Street? Is that predicting the future kind of thing?
Yeah, I think it was part that, she got, off here from the emails. And part of it, I think, is that the markets do respond today in that way. If they think that she's going to be president, that had a little bit of a pop, and
I know my watt was
the other
up.
way around.
My watt was up.
Yeah, the watt popped up. I saw
watt was
that
up
too.
big.
Yeah, it went up a little bit. We're still down, but it went up $2. 2 points. The market goes up just because Hillary is not going to be arrested.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's how it reacts today.
Wall Street reacts off of gut feeling, right? I mean, that's all it is. It's, one guy goes on TV, if Buffett goes on TV and says something negative, it goes down. So it reacts off of fear.
Well, and
greed.
And greed, yeah. Sure. Mm-hmm.
And does the market, and you yourself as an investor, do you see, and I'm not trying to find out who you voted for or anything like that, but do you see that Trump is that wild card, unpredictable, and that the market would not be stable with him?
Yeah, well, whether he was unpredictable or not, if the market thinks that he was going to be unpredictable, then that can cause that fear and that can drive the market down. That's what I think you saw yesterday about it
Okay, so outside of that, historically speaking, the good and the bad, for Joe General Public, what does it mean for him?
I mean, if a Democrat gets in the White House?
Yeah, like say Hillary wins, a guy that's making $60,000 a year, is this a time to go and invest in some stuff? Is this a time?
Well, you always want to invest in the stock market if you have a long-term time frame. You have at least 5 years. But historically speaking, even since 1900, the markets have performed better overall, even through the Depression and everything like that, with Democrats in the White House. Oddly enough.
Okay.
Oddly enough.
All right. Now, what's the trivia stuff that you got?
I got 5 questions for you because I thought it'd be fun to play some trivia games here, financially speaking, on Election Day. So my first one on here is since 1940. Can you name the president where the markets thrived, had the best 4 years on average? What president was in the White House for those 4 years? The best stock market return since 1940.
I would say Bill Clinton.
I would say Bill Clinton.
That's what I was going to say.
Now, most of you would say that because...
Damn it, I knew that was a trick.
The 90s were really, really good.
Ronald Reagan?
Oddly enough, it was Gerald Ford.
Oh, Gerald Ford.
Good old Ford.
Gerald Ford, it averaged 18.6% from the time that Ford was in the White House.
I knew what I was doing. In the 6th grade, I went to school with a Ford Dole button on. And my dad sent me, and this is when everybody was voting for Jimmy Carter, and I got teased and picked on for being the only person voting for Ford Dole. Because everybody here was voting for Jimmy Carter.
You said you were in school. How old were you?
I was in 6th grade.
Okay, well, you can't...
But we voted.
Oh.
I mean, we did a mock.
Oh, gotcha.
But I came to school with a button. My dad gave me a giant Ford Dole button, and you would have thought I came in going, everybody sucks. The whole school, everybody had the green Jimmy Carter Mondale. I was hated. Hated.
Isn't that the same thing of putting your kids on the side of the road and late at night? I mean, isn't that, you know, when the parents push the stoves?
Well, I went home and told my father I let him have it.
How'd that go over?
No, well, I got spanked.
All right, what's the next one?
If you had held on to Billy Beer, that was a great investment. If you just had held on to it.
I have a 6-pack. Is it worth money?
It's worth a lot of money.
Oh, I would think so. Yeah, sure.
I got a 6-pack Billy Beer.
All right, number 2 on here. Since 1940, only 2 presidents. This is actually fantastic when you think about it as an investor. Only 2 presidents have actually had down stock markets while they were in the White House for 4 years. It's only happened twice since 1940, which is good for investors. That means the markets are usually up, but down twice over 4 years. Can you name the 2 presidents?
Eisenhower?
I would say Reagan.
No.
No and no?
No and no, or just no?
No and no. No on Steve's and no on yours.
Okay, so I'm not going to say that anymore. I'm going to say Jimmy
Obama.
Obama.
Not Obama, no.
Carter, Obama.
Jimmy
You
Carter?
think it would be Carter
Jackson,
because those are, everyone says it was rotten years, but the markets were actually up 6.1%.
You say 1940, and I get freaked out because I can't remember that far back.
I know.
Yeah. You gotta
Go
give me-
back. You can go back to the war. You can go back to Eisenhower and all around.
Any other guesses? You're running out of
Roosevelt.
presidents.
Yeah, I would say. Well, I would say Eisenhower.
Okay. Roosevelt.
No.
Okay.
Hoover.
Well, then,
All right.
Well, I think
Number 1, Nixon.
Nick, I said it. I said it before you said it. I said it before you
All
said
right,
it.
so down market with Nixon.
Nixon and Bush 2.
Bush, I
George
forgot
W.
about
Bush.
the Bushes.
Now, remember, that was
Well,
kind of
nobody likes
right
Bush.
after the period where you had the dot-com bust, and then Bush 2 got in the White House,
right.
and it recovered a little bit.
Well, that
but
was
didn't
after
really-
9/11.
Yeah.
9/11, we tanked.
That's right.
Yeah, I
Tanked
mean,
big time.
everything went to hell. I mean, that was part of the bad guys' plan is to kill our financial system.
That's right.
That's right. And then everybody's like, don't check your 401k. Don't check. It
I
was,
know for 2 years I didn't look at mine.
it was
Don't
down
open the mail.
It was down like 60%. Everybody was freaking out. Yeah. God, I can't believe I missed that. All right, next one.
What else?
All right, this is important because Jason asked this question about, well, how will this come out? You know, whoever wins this, no matter what happens in the year after election? Can you guess the average rate of return an investor will earn in the year right after a president is elected? So we've got this election going on here today. January will start next year. In the first year of a presidency, what's the average annual return in the stock market? Any guesses? We'll make round numbers here.
Does it matter if who's elected, though?
It does, but since 1940, it's been positive, so I'll say that. It's not been negative. But
There's
what's the
always a
average
change.
annual return?
3%.
3%?
Higher than that.
Don't give him hints with your
I
face.
saw a face.
That's a face hint. You can't face hint.
I didn't make any idea. I thought he was looking at me.
I didn't get a face hint, and I think I'm right. So don't give him a face hint.
All right.
Take it back.
What's your guess? What's your guess?
Thank you.
Okay, 2%.
Oh, see, now he went low. He went $1.
lower.
Well, you gave
I
me a
was
weird
trying to
look.
push you higher.
I was going to say 8%.
Jason was closer here.
8%.
The average is 6%.
Damn, I was going to say that.
Now, 6% is not a bad return these
No,
days. So 6%.
Anytime you do no risk stocks where you don't do the risk, it's always what rate of return is 6%, right? When you do those guaranteed not to fail, I'm just not going to be risky with my investment. 6%, isn't that where we all want to be?
I think people would be very happy making 6% over the long haul. But
I've done a little bit of that where I'm like, I'm not going to risk it. I'm 51. I can't go high risk.
all right, now today's election day. There's been 28 elections since 1940. What's the percentage of time that the stock market has been up today? The market's not open yet. We'll open up on election day. What's the percentage of the time that the stock market is up?
Oh, it's a
This
low,
year?
It's a low.
Just in general, the last
it's-
28 elections.
It's a low percentage.
What's the percentage of times that the stock market is up on election day? Markets will open
throughout
this
the
morning.
entire world of America.
The last 28 elections. We're talking
5%. I would say that the market is in flux. People don't know what's going to happen. It's a voting day. They're not sure.
I'm going to. Let's see your face.
Face hints.
I'm going to say $1. A's 4.
It's a low percentage.
7%.
12%.
7%.
7% in one day?
That's I'm just throwing numbers out there right now. That's
a lot.
Is that a lot?
Well, here's what to know. Here's to know. Half the time the market goes up and half the time the market goes down on an election day. It's a dead heat.
50%.
That's 50%. Yeah,
I told you. I was saying 7% of 14.
The average is only is up 0.5% on election day.
Okay.
I still don't know if that's 50%.
No, did you hear it? 0.5%.
Everybody.
Everyone's like, yeah, 714, okay.
Yeah, that's what it is.
So it's just not. This is probably not a good day to play.
Actually, the worst was in Obama in 2008. It was down 5%.
Oh,
that's the
my
worst
goodness.
it's ever been on an actual election day. It's never been worse.
Wait, so
than
what
that.
did we learn here? Other than that, we didn't get any of them right, really.
Well, I want you to think about this. Democrat in the White House, stock market's done better. The first year after an election, investments usually go up on average 6.2%.
Okay.
So those are both positive trends. That's how this turns out tonight. And I'll give you one last one in here. Can anybody guess the best overall match? This is a multiple choice question. Last question.
I like those, yeah.
So,
because you have a chance.
Yeah.
is it best? When's the best stock market return? Is it a Democrat in the White House with a Republican Senate, or is it a Republican in the White House with a Democratic Senate? Which one does better?
B.
No,
A.
I would say A based on what you've been
The first
saying.
one.
I think it's a trick
Democrat
question.
President with
All
a
of the above.
Republican.
Amazingly enough, and people say we can't work on bipartisan, a Democratic president with a Republican House and a Republican Senate has averaged 15.94%
there
in the
you go.
stock market
A.
over the last 70 years.
I got that one. All right,
I was
so-
looking for the trick question. I didn't know any better.
Here's the thing. Based on what we're seeing, that's kind of where we're headed.
It could be. I don't know how the Senate races will turn out, but certainly when you think about the statistics, that's been the most favorable pattern.
Look at that. We learned something. Ted, how can people get a hold of you, please?
Well, look, if you're concerned about where everything is at and you want to know where to invest either under a Trump or Clinton presidency, go to oxygenfinancial.net. We put together 2 special brochures for you on Election Day. You can only get them today. Figure out where to put your money based upon what happens tonight.
And you were on TV last night.
It'll be on. It'll run again tonight on NBC talking about the debt in the election.
Ted Jenkin trivia killed it. Headlines, round number 2. Good stuff up for grabs. Brandy, what do you got?
We have a $50 gift card to the Rockin' Taco, where you can join me Saturday night in Buckhead this time to see the Alvarez-McGregor fight, because we're going to be showing UFC 205.
There you go. 404. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. 404-741-7625. 2 big stories from today. Match up the audio with the correct headline. Need some players, and we'll do your headlines here in just a minute. It's Bailey and Southside Rock 100.5.
Rock 100.5 right now.